Hey! Hi! How you doing? This is the Gamertron, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. So before writing the script and recording the audio as I am right now for this video, ooh, so meta, fourth wall breaking. You see, I had previously written the script for and recorded the audio for a video concerning the recent drama and controversy around the video game Killing Floor 2 with its new additions and changes to its monetization by now selling paid-for DLC weapons. I've now scrapped that video in its entirety because while it was a well-thought-out rant, it would still nevertheless just pile on to the irrational hysteria. So instead, I came up with the idea of creating a video that would be more productive in conversation and mindful contemplation. Let's ask the question and have the discussion: how much is a video game worth to you? Now, I've already previously created a YouTube video called "This Video Game Isn't Worth $60. I highly recommend you go watch that, but that mainly concerns the $60 price tag attached to most AAA video games. With this video, I want to focus on the experiences video games provide, and hear from you, the viewer, what that's worth to you. Whether that's money, time, emotional investment. How much of yourself are you willing to put into a video game? Personally, for me, I've invested thousands of hours of my life, with hundreds of those hours dedicated to different individual games, for different reasons. With games like Warframe, Destiny 2, For Honor, I continue to play these games and put more time into them because of a mix of fun and enjoyment I get from playing the game, the gameplay experiences they provide, and their progression systems, constantly gathering resources, unlocking new items, and chasing after further gathering even more resources and more items down the progression system, with the end goal usually being to earn more visual cosmetics to customize my characters with, or obtaining new weapons to engage in the game's combat with. Whereas in video games such as Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Life is Strange, The Wolf Among Us, in these games I've invested a fair amount of time into replaying over and over again for the sake of their story, characters, the emotional attachment I had to the story, to the characters. Replaying these games to make different choices during the narrative, to see all the different outcomes and character interactions and the dialogue based on my choices shaping and changing the narrative. And then there is, of course, I have to mention my favorite video game of all time, Doom 2016, which I play solely because the gameplay, visuals, and music in combination with one another brings me pure joy. Playing Doom 2016 is euphoric to me. Now, when it comes to my financial situation, I go out of my way to save money on anything and everything, including video games. But to actually put a price tag value of worth on these games, on these experiences, the experiences these games have provided me are priceless. How these games make me feel, to me, they're worth far more than my money and my time. But that's just me personally. I've always had a deep appreciation for video games. They're my favorite form of media, entertainment, storytelling. But alas, I am only an individual, and all of you have your own unique individual perspectives to share, some of which are foreign to me and I wish to understand. I wish to understand why so many in the gaming community are so easy and ready to boycott a video game they enjoy and have invested hundreds of hours into, and to urge others to not buy or play that game, review bombing a video game. How deeply do you tie your morals to a video game's business practices, or the personal opinions of individual developers? Where do you draw the line in deciding, I will not buy this video game, I will not support this video game, I will not support its developers? Do you ever self-analyze your thoughts, feelings, and perspectives? Do you ever criticize yourself? Think to yourself, am I being petty? Am I being irrational? Is my reaction to this situation proportional with the context provided? And all of these questions tie into the very first question I asked. How much is a video game worth to you? And I wonder all this. I ask all these questions because of the recent events with Killing Floor 2, the upcoming updated changes to monetization with the pay-for $10 DLC weapons, the negative reaction to this news, to this decision, the review bombing. It's gotten me to wonder, how much is a video game worth to you? If you spend hundreds of hours playing and enjoying Killing Floor 2, and now all of a sudden, there's going to be paid-for DLC weapons, that's enough to make you stop enjoying the game, to stop playing the game, to hate the game even, to hate the developers, to urge others to not buy and play the game? It makes me wonder, how much was Killing Floor 2 worth to you? Do you place more worth on the $10 DLC weapons? Do you consider them more significant than the gameplay experience Killing Floor 2 provides? While video games are certainly both products and art, I still, however, put more worth to a video game's substance as a piece of art rather than its sole criteria as a product. Are there still certain standards I expect and look for in video games as a product? Yes, but a video game just meeting certain standards as a product in terms of quality doesn't guarantee that it's going to resonate with me, that I will care about the game, that I will enjoy it. A video game is worth more to me than just the money spent on it, or just the options to spend more money on it. You can't get the experiences that video games provide anywhere else, and I cherish that. It's why I experiment, it's why I try and play as many video games as I can. Even experimenting and trying out and playing video games in different genres that don't even appeal to me. From my perspective, video games are just such a beautiful goddamn thing. An overall overwhelming positive. So I can't get it. I can't grasp it. I can't understand the negative emotional responses, the anger, the hatred, the personal attacks. Of course, there is always human nature. There are the irrational, there are the downright malicious and evil. But if you feel anger, if you feel hate over video games, over their business practices, over the personal opinions of developers, please share that with me. Tell me why. Explain to me. How much is a video game worth to you? That is your reaction, that is your response. Do you see the rabbit hole we're spiraling down with this train of thought, with these questions? With the deeper context of video games as a whole, business, art, development, work ethic, money, emotion, narrative, attachment. These are all components that make up video games, and there are so many more. So again, I ask the question, how much is a video game worth to you? Too often we try to simplify this complex and diverse topic, this art form, this entertainment, this medium, this business, these stories, and the people behind them. Consider this. Those who are outraged over the $10 DLC weapons coming to Killing Floor 2. This is the world we live in. This is the situation presented in this timeline. If you were given the option to alter time and space itself and remove Killing Floor 2 from existence, would you do it? Would you sacrifice all those hours of playing the game and enjoying the game in order to make sure these $10 DLC weapons never happened? What's more important to you? How much is a video game worth to you? How much is that experience worth to you? How much is overpriced, downloadable video game content worth to you? You know what? While the recent drama and controversy surrounding Killing Floor 2 is what sparked the creation of this video, it doesn't need to exclusively be about that. What about the Epic Games Store? How much are video games worth to you when applied to that? What about politics? What if you discovered that the developers of a video game you like were Republicans or Democrats? How much would a video game be worth to you then? You see, from my perspective, there is too much tribalism in the video game community, far too many echo chambers, far too many who want to say and do what they want without consequence or consideration for the context, and an unwillingness to converse. One of the things that makes video games so beautiful are the people who make them, the people who play them. But with the anonymity of the internet and the dehumanization of one another, we forget that. Video games are made by people. They are played by people. Video games do not exist without people. Their worth is projected by us, the people. How much is a person worth to you? There's a person making that video game you enjoy. Those are people you're playing with in multiplayer games. They have family, friends, lives, passions, dreams, failures, and depressions. Just like you, people have to make sacrifices, whether it's in their personal lives or at the workplace. Sometimes video game companies, developers, publishers, they sacrifice their public relations and perception for more money. Sometimes it's out of greed. Sometimes, most times actually, it's out of necessity, for survival. You've had to survive, haven't you? You've had to make sacrifices for money. How much is money worth to you? How much are people worth to you? How much is a video game worth to you? I think it's fair to say that most of us started playing video games as kids. We grew up with video games. But maybe some of our mentality and perceptions about video games haven't. But maybe it's time they did. Maybe it's time we started having conversations and debates about video games, about people, about life, about these things that we care about and matter to us, and why we care about them, why they matter to us, and what they are worth to us. So, I'll ask this question one last time. With everything said, with all that to consider, how much is a video game worth to you? Anyways, that's been a video. I hope you liked the video. If you did indeed like the video in any way, shape, or form, please be sure to hit the like button. Hitting the like button helps me, helps everybody involved in the video. If you hit the like button, please leave a comment in the comments down below. Loving comments, getting the comments, please leave a comment. If you want to help out and support this video, then please share it on social media, Twitter and Facebook. If you want to help out and support me directly, well, there's always Patreon. Anyways, guys, that's been a video. And I'll see you all later.